Good morning, Abby. I think Uncle Tony's garage describes it best. He said, I have a sickness. So mine is, I can't wait to get out in the shop. If I got parts piled up on a bench, I got a bunch of parts for the GTO. My wheels are spinning. I can't wait to get out in the shop. I can't wait to clear off the bench and put the parts on the car. I mean, as a mechanic, forever ago, the boss would pile up the parts on the bench. Hey, Tommy, we get a water pump and belts and hoses and coolant and thermostat and gaskets, and it's all laid out. And the satisfaction I got of not breaking a bolt and doing the job right, that's all cool. But then to have the empty boxes, I don't know. I just, like Uncle Tony says, it's a sickness. But parts are piling up in the garage for the GTO, and I couldn't. Shoppers. I think that's cool. People who like to go out in the shop. I'm laying there in bed at night thinking about what I'm going to do tomorrow. I can't wait to get out in the shop. So I know everybody, it's a sickness. I know. But the things you do in the shop is you create, you fix, you restore, you lower, you widen, you strengthen, you make more horsepower, you modify, you adjust, you tweak. Anyways. Got a fan shroud for the GTO. It doesn't fit. See how it's got the brackets here on the radiator core? You get the idea. Does not fit. So when we fired the GTO up to break in the cam and the complications that went along with it, we had two loose lifters. Anyways, got it all adjusted, got it running, got it broke in. I didn't have a thermostat in it, I had a restrictor in it, and temperature creeped up to 220, so I shut it down. I had no leaks, I wasn't happy with that. I think it should have held at 180. So, during the Tesla project, I kind of demonstrated how important airflow is, and that was one of the biggest concerns of the project, was those cars were not made for a ton of air to be flowing in the front. They're blocked off. They got it going through a heat exchanger on the bottom and nothing where you need it for a radiator. So the fan shroud was the key in getting the air to go through the shroud, not out. It can come in the grill and out the bottom, or in the grill and up over the radiator, and your engine isn't cooled by wind. It's cooled by water that gets cooled off in the radiator. If you didn't have a radiator and you were going 60 mile an hour and 60 mile an hour wind blowing through the engine compartment, it wouldn't cool the engine enough. So I ordered a fan shroud. Like I said, this is key ingredient 101 on getting your car to run cool or maintain temperature. So it seems to be the theme of my channel is showing you guys the struggle. The glass isn't always full, it's half empty. The struggle, the complications, the setbacks, the mistakes, even mistakes. So, beautiful 4-core radiator. Nothing wrong with that radiator. Nice radiator. 14.5-inch core, which didn't mean anything to me when I got the car. It was a basket case, and now I'm putting it all together. And so anyways, so we get the shroud. Looks perfect, right? Look at that. The problems are it doesn't bolt to the radiator. On Pontiacs, on the radiator core support, there's a bracket, and it's at an angle like this. And combinations. Lots of times you get combinations that you're not aware of. So somebody updated the car to an AC radiator core support, which is great. Probably been an ongoing heating issue with the car forever. And that means you have a 17-inch core instead of a 14.5-inch core. 17.5 versus 14.5. So I remember wondering why there was 2x4s screwed to the bottom of the radiator support to raise it up 1.5 inches. Now I know. So, but I'm like, hey, what the heck? This is a great radiator. Let's try it. So we put it in, we fired it up, and I'm sure he ran it that way forever without a fan shroud. As soon as you put the fan shroud on, it does not fit. Doesn't fit. So the combinations. I always try to do 7-blade fans with the clutch fan. If you notice, they did that on big blocks. They did it on AC cars. It's just the go-to thing. Well, this does not fit. So this is 19.5 inches and it has a 19-inch fan on it. So that ain't gonna work. And it's at an angle, so the fan doesn't fit into here. It's not like it's a tunnel. It's just, you know, okay. So it didn't fit the parts place. Supposedly their shrouds are better. They look more original. They bragged about them being more authentic and not just cheap. So we ordered one. That's way bigger, isn't it? So now we're up to 21 inches with a 19-inch blade fan. We got 2 inches to work with. That's doable. But the icing on the cake is the 17-inch core. Puts it up 2 inches. See, on this one they have to have it notched out for the... So it's going to go there and there, and that's going to fit way nicer. This has a tank with dimples on it, which looks similar to an original style instead of just a square aluminum tank. And I know if you're racing or if you're hot, it doesn't matter. This isn't a numbers matching date coded car. The car is very original, but I painted it flat black, so obviously I'm not trying to get it judged in a concourse. Anything, anyways. There's what's going on. So because I have a clutch fan on it, I think the old school 4-speed GTO probably had like a 16-inch metal flame, maybe just a 4-blade fan with the hub. So that might have worked with the blocks underneath it, but it wouldn't have worked with this on there. So that's what we got going on there. See the difference? That's going to cool nice. We got our gas tank ready to go. Got our new sender, 3/8 fuel line, ground strap, tank's perfectly clean. This was an original tank. It had factory undercoating on it, so I just sprayed it black again. Might have to touch it up. So the fun part is, let's start working on the car. Let's get her done. Let's put some parts on it. The next phase on the GTO, I didn't film any. A whole week was wiring harness, cleaning the grounds, getting the engine wiring harness to crank through the key. So need the radiator in there to get it to fire up. So yes, I spent a week doing the wiring harness. Got it cranking with the key, got the brake lights working, lots of that stuff sorted out. When we get it running, it'll be not drivable, but it'll be mobile, so I can drive it around back and put it on the lift. And then we're going to pressure bleed the brakes, adjust the brakes. Gotta have brakes before we start thinking about anyways, then I want to get all the wiring working really, really freaking everything detailed done before I put the fenders and the hood on, because it's so easy to work on now. So, shoppers, we're going to start working now. We're going to do what we're good at, what makes us feel good. All right, take care. Well, this is encouraging. It looks like it's going to fit. With room to spare. Yeah. That's how it's going to go. Bolt right onto those brackets. And it's going to fit. What's the saying? How's the saying go? If first you don't succeed, try again. Well, convert that to just spend more money and you'll get it right. See ya.